Hey loves, this is Bobby and I am here with the Reading Rush Tag Challenge. I'm really excited to do this one. I'm trying to take part in as many parts of Reading Rush as I possibly can, and I had to do this one and had a lot of fun trying to think of some books for these questions because these questions are kind of all over the place. So let's get started. There are 8 questions. The first one is the warm-up. A book that stretches your mind. I had a hard time with this one, but I'm gonna go with Day Tripper by Fabio Moon and Gabriel Ba. This is a comic book graphic novel. This follows the story of a man and just kind of chronicles the different points in his life that could kind of make up who he is and what would be the best day of your life. It's such a beautiful story. Like, it's so hard to kind of sum it up, but it is just wonderful. The story is beautiful. The art is gorgeous. I remember finishing this book and then flipping it over and starting over and just looking at all the art because it was gorgeous, but the story was just absolutely beautiful. This is one of those ones that I kind of recommend to everybody to read, especially if you kind of want to get into comics or anything or graphic novels. It's just beautiful and I love it so much. Number 2 is Startline. What's a book that you started but never finished? I started this book last year and I only got a few chapters in and I DNF'd it because I just wasn't feeling it. I'm hoping to get to this book again because I really like the premise of it, and that is The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. This is like Clue meets Groundhog's Day. This girl, Evelyn Hardcastle, she dies at 11 o'clock every day because this boy Aiden is stuck in like a time loop with her and he has to find out who the killer is. I wanted to like this so much. This just sounds like something that would blow my mind and something that straight up I would love, and I just could not get into it. But I really want to try reading it again. So I'm hoping I can try one more time with this one. The next question is Sprint, a book you read really quickly. I'm gonna go with the first time I had ever finished a book in one sitting, and that was Animal Farm by George Orwell. I was assigned this when I was in high school. I think I was like a freshman or a sophomore or so. We had it assigned. We were supposed to only read one chapter, and this book was supposed to last us like a month or so. I sat down, I was gonna read just the one chapter, and next thing I knew I had finished the whole book. And this was kind of like the first time I had ever really done that, and I just loved everything about the story. I've read it a couple times since then and I still really enjoy it. But yeah, that was just the first time I remember finishing a book in one day, and I remember going, wow, I could do that? So the next question is Marathon. What's your favorite long book? This is one of my all-time favorite books. I have multiple copies of this in different editions, and that is American Gods by Neil Gaiman. This was the first time I remember reading a book, especially this size, that as soon as I was done, I turned it over and I started it again because I enjoyed it so much. This follows the story of a man named Shadow Moon who is just released from prison. His wife has just died. He ends up meeting this man, Mr. Wednesday, and from there he goes on this road trip and ends up meeting all these different gods. And I really love the way Neil Gaiman did the different mythologies, as well as how, you know, gods would work and being brought over. This is a book about immigration, and I love this book so much. I've read it probably about 6 or so times by now, and I will probably read it 100 more times because it is an absolute favorite of mine, and it is a chunker. The next question is Hurdles. What's a book that had its ups and downs? I had a hard time thinking about this one, and I was trying to find the book that I did go with, but I have it buried somewhere in my shelf because I really liked the cover, and that is The Loneliest Girl in the Universe. This follows the story of a girl who is living on a spaceship. She was there with her parents, but there was an accident and her parents ended up dying, and she is now by herself trying to survive, and she starts getting these transmissions from another pilot that is in space, and he's kind of coming towards her, And this book just had my anxiety on such a high level. I was reading it while I was on a plane on my way to Toronto, and I don't know if it was just being, I'm not a claustrophobic person, but this book made me feel so claustrophobic, and then being stuck on a plane while reading it just had me so all over the place. But I really liked the beginning, and then the book kind of dipped down for me. I didn't care for the middle, and then I started liking it again, and then I didn't like it again, and then I think I went with 3 stars for it. But this book had my anxiety so damn high. I will not lie. Like, I thought I was gonna have a damn panic attack when I was reading this damn book, and I don't know if it was just the setting of being in a plane and not being able to go anywhere, and then reading about this poor girl that couldn't go anywhere when someone's coming to get her, and it was just, it had me all over the place. Okay, the next question is Finish Line, a book you were proud to finish. I'm going a really kind of odd route with this one because this is a book that I fucking hated reading. Like, I hated it from start to finish, and I almost DNF'd it like 50 times, and it's a really small book. Like, this book is only about like that big, and it took me about a month and a half to read it because I hated it so much. But after I finished it, I was really proud to finish it because it's a classic, and it's like on everybody's school assigned reading. But I try and read a lot of those books because I went to a private Christian school for a good chunk of my life, and I didn't read a lot of these, so I always felt like I'm missing out on, you know, key points of literature, but I hated it, and that is The Lord of the Flies. I hated it so much. Like I said, it took me about a month and a half to read this fucking book because I was hating every damn page of it. But when I finished it, I felt accomplished because, hey, I finished a classic. I hated it, but I finished it, and I will never read this book again. Nope. No, I will not. The next question is Gold Medal, the best book you've read during a readathon. This was a little hard because all I do are readathons, and I have gotten some awesome books out of these. I'm gonna go with the last one that I gave 5 stars to, and I loved everything about it, and I immediately went and bought the rest of the series as soon as I finished it. As soon as I closed it, I went online and I bought the rest of the series because I have to know what happens, and that is Sleeping Giants by Sylvain Neuvel. Oh, look at I match. That's awesome. I just finished this book this month. I listened to the audiobook, and I was going to be doing a bunch of like housework and some yard work and stuff while I was listening to it. No. I ended up going outside, planning on starting my gardening, and I laid down in my hammock, and next thing I know, it was 5 hours later, and I had finished the audiobook, and I hadn't gotten anything done because I could not stop. I loved this book so much. This is about this giant robot kind of alien thing. There's so many things going on, but the entire book is told in different interviews, and it is so cool. We follow he's kind of the main one because he's the one doing all the interviews, and he's this mysterious man that just kind of gets called Sir. He doesn't like to be called Sir, but he doesn't give a name either, so everyone just kind of keeps calling him Sir, so I started calling him Sir. And they are trying to uncover the rest of the pieces of this thing. They don't know what it is. First, all they find is a hand, and then slowly they start finding more and more. And I was just swept away, and like I said, I have the rest of the series now, and I'm hoping I can read it within this next month because I can't get enough of this. I loved it so much. The last question is the participation ribbon. An underrated book you wish more people will read. If you've seen any, and I mean any of my other videos, you're gonna know what book. I was trying to think of another book to pick up, but it doesn't feel true to me if I don't, because I've been shoving this book at everybody I possibly can. I'm in a book pen pal group on Facebook, and I just got paired with my first partner, and I'm really excited. We're gonna be partners for 6 months, and we're gonna be sharing favorite books for each other, and this was the first book I sent my partner because I'm going to shove it at everybody because they need to read it because it's so fucking good. And that is The Merciful Crow. Oh, look at I match again. The Merciful Crow by Margaret Owen. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, read it. Read this book and love it. And the sequel comes out on August 18th, I believe it is, and I had gotten an ARC and I've already finished it, and this is one of my favorite series now. But I loved this damn book so much. This follows a girl named Fi, who is a chief in training for her band of the magic system in here is broken down, like each group has a bird assigned to them. She is a crow, which there is a plague that is being spread, and they're the only ones that are immune to it, but they are treated worse than like second-class citizens. Like, everybody treats them like shit because they believe that they're the ones that are kind of spreading this, but nobody knows where it really happened. And since they're the only ones that can dispose of the dead or anything, people feel like the reason why this thing keeps spreading is because they're spreading it because they want people to have to owe them. But Fi is such a smart ass, and then we've got a prince that is freaking, I really love Jameer. Like, he is such a cool character. He's a brat, but an endearing brat. And then you have the love interest in here is wonderful. The actual relationship, like, is a kind of enemies to lover, but it moves along pretty fast, but they communicate with each other, and it's just, this is LGBT plus, and like I said, it has one of the best magic systems. The world building is wonderful. The magic is awesome. The magical battles in here are awesome. I keep talking about this book. I need to shut up about it, but I'm never going to shut up about it because I love it, and until everybody reads it, I'm not going to shut up about it. So go read it so I can stop talking about it, but I probably still won't. But yes, so there we go. There is my tag challenge for the reading rush. I have done the vlog challenges as well. I'm probably going to post these pretty close together because I'm trying to get everything together for reading rush, because I was going to break it down into different vlogs, but I'm probably just going to do one and be done with all of it. So there we go. Thank you for watching. I hope your reading rush went well. I finished mine. I finished all the prompts, and I even did 8 books instead of the 7. So yeah, my very first reading rush was a success, so I'm very happy with that. So thank you for watching, and happy reading.